We start out this round at 215 pounds. It'll be interesting to see the different strategies of the coaches. See if they wrestle straight up or if either team bumps around at all. Like we said, we'll start out at 215 pounds.
We are going to focus on the championship match. We'll give you scoring updates with match 2 in the third place match between Leroy and Prairie Central. Just a reminder for those of you that are listening, you are able to purchase a DVD copy of this championship match from IHSA.tv. So head there and check it out so you can order all of today's, actually not all of, just today's championship match from there. So at 215 pounds, we're going to see Trey Davis for Sterling Newman Central Catholic going up against A.J. Dobson of Stillman Valley. Stillman Valley will be in the all-black singlet with a red cardinal on the front. Sterling Newman will be in the blue singlet with the white pinstripes.
Like you mentioned before, Dobson been out much of the year with a knee injury. Finally able to make it back and become an important part of this team. Davis, of course, with a huge victory for Sterling Newman in the semifinal. Able to win a 3-1 match in overtime and get Sterling Newman on the board.
On the third place match, there's a fall already in favor of Prairie Central, so they are up 6-0. Championship match, there's no score between Dobson and Davis. They'll go out of bounds, bring it back to the middle. Referee is Ron Coit for this matchup.
Davis appears to be all right when he's on his feet. When he gets to the mat, it looks like he gets in a little bit of trouble there. He's been pinned 14 times this year, and he has 18 losses, so it looks like he gets in trouble when he gets on the mat. So obviously the Sterling Newman coaches are aware of that, going to try to avoid him wrestling on the mat. Going to want to keep him on his feet. He did fine when he was on his feet in the semifinal match. It's like a warning for stalling on Davis.
They head out of bounds with 43 seconds left. They'll bring it back to the center.
Now wrestling in Class 1A on mat number 2.
30 seconds now left to go in the first period. Still no score between Dobson and Davis. Like you mentioned, that Dobson missed most of the season with an injury. Finally came back to wrestle this past Tuesday night at team sectionals.
The first period close to coming to an end here, and Davis has done what he did in the semifinal match. He's kept it close. He hasn't given up anything at this point. That's exactly what he wants to do, and see if he can steal another match here for Sterling Newman.
It's Davis's choice. He deferred over to Dobson. Dobson chooses down, but right away Davis gives him the optional escape, so 1-0 to start the second period off in favor of Dobson of Stillman Valley. Dobson gets a nice double leg takedown to widen his lead now 3-0. He gets that pretty quickly, just 10 seconds into the second period.
That could be critical too. We talked about how Davis struggles a little bit on bottom. He's susceptible to getting turned, and Dobson's working on his arms.
He's got a butcher. He's got a butcher in. Dobson does a good job getting off the mat, but Dobson turns him right in, back into the circle, and gets a fall.
So a big pin to start off the championship round at 2:15 for Stillman Valley. The time of the fall, 2 minutes and 35 seconds. A.J. Dobson of Stillman Valley gives them a 6-0 lead. We talked about how this duel is going to come down to bonus points. That's a big 6 points for Stillman Valley to start off things.
Coming up for Stillman Valley, we're going to see Pat Cusack And for Sterling Newman, Jake Walls. 6-0 in favor of Stillman Valley.
Cusack of Stillman Valley, a sophomore, comes in with a record of 9-11. Jake Walls of Sterling Newman comes in with a record of 39-10. Cusack, a sophomore, Walls, a junior. One of the interesting things that we get are the actual weigh-in sheets. And it's interesting to see, particularly 285-pounders, because there can be a huge weight disparity. It's not true in this match. They're, in fact, within a couple of pounds of each other. So often something that you see during heavyweight matches, not something that's present in this one.
Walls picks up an ankle and gets a takedown at the edge of the mat. So he goes up 2-0 now, 29 seconds into the first period.
Walls, like we mentioned, has 39 wins on the year. 22 of those wins are by pin. So Walls is pretty good on top. And you know that's what he's going to be looking for.
Walls on top. Breaks Cusack down to the mat. Grabs the arm. Trying for a butcher himself. And he loses it. Back spins back around and gets on top. Back in control now. Still 2-0. A minute left to go in the first period. Back points now. Walls got Cusack over and gets the fall in 1 minute and 8 seconds. So just after 2 matches, we're all tied up at 6.
No surprises so far. Both Stillman Valley and Sterling Newman taking advantage of the bonus points in the first 2 weight classes. So 2 matches down, 12 to go. And we're right where we started, tied up 6-6.
So 103 pounds, we're going to see Garrett Webb, the state runner-up, at 103 pounds. Last weekend, going up against Eric Baker. Baker, a freshman for Stillman. Webb, a junior for Sterling Newman.
Baker comes in with a record of 12-26. Webb comes in with a record of 45-6.
Webb comes around and gets the takedown.
Webb obviously going to be looking for the fall here. He's got 25 of them on the year.
Bonus points are going to be huge in this matchup, that as we talked about already.
Webb's trying to work Baker's arms. Trying to get at least back points here and obviously work on a pin. And he's close to getting Baker on his back.
Got an arm bar in, takes him over to his back, getting back points now. Has him not enough for any points though. Let's see what he can do now. Underhooks the arm, tries to get him flat. Now he's getting back points. Referee's in looking for a fall. He's got plenty of time, 50 seconds on the clock. He's gonna get 3 points out of it. Gonna try to get a fall now. Garrett gets on top of him. 30 seconds on the clock, and he gets the fall. 1 minute, 29 seconds. Another huge bonus point pickup for Sterling Newman, 12-6 now, going into 112 pounds.
Impressive there by Webb. He did a good job setting it up. He knew he had plenty of time. He readjusts, got chest to chest, and was able to get the fall. So 3 matches in, none of them have gone the distance. 3 pins, 2 for Sterling Newman, 1 for Stillman Valley. 12-6 is the score. This should be a really interesting match at 112 pounds. Jake Snow for Sterling Newman. He's a freshman, but he's your state champion at 112. wrestling Jeremiah Shearer. Shearer finished 4th last weekend at 112. So it should be a really interesting matchup. Snow won a semifinal 3-2 in the previous round. It was a close matchup. Matlock from Leroy gave him everything he wanted. But this is certainly a toss-up.
Third matchup of the year for these two. First time around, Shearer got the 3-2 decision. Second time around was in the sectional finals up in Oregon, where Snow came out with a fall late in the third period after Shearer was in charge of the match. Yes, here we are in the state dual team finals, where Snow is going to get a takedown. Well, I'm not going to speak yet.
Shearer almost got caught adjusting his headgear there. He looked like he stood straight up, adjusted his headgear, and Snow shot right in on a shot, and it almost cost Shearer 2 points. So you got to be ready here against the state champion, a guy that, like you said, he's wrestled well against this year.
And they'll go out of bounds with 55 seconds left on the clock. Over on the third place match, Prairie Central is in charge, 12-4. They're at the 112-pound weight class.
Shearer, a takedown specialist. He's got 136 of them on the year at leads Stillman Valley, so he's awfully good on his feet. Snow's not too bad himself. He's got 84 takedowns, so both wrestlers really good on their feet. And that's where this match will certainly be decided.
How many does Harrison have? He can't be too far behind.
66. Harrison's matches just don't last long enough. He's
guess
got so
true.
many pins, whereas Shearer seems to be more of a takedown specialist. I mean, he's got a lot of pins himself, but Harrison seems to end some matches pretty quickly.
Over on mat 2, Leroy wrestler gets a fall at 112 pounds, so that brings them closer. It's 12-10 now, still in favor of Prairie Central, going into the 119-pound weight class.
An escape on mat number 1. Snow with the escape as he took down to start the second period, so he has a 1-0 lead over Shearer of Stillman Valley. This is about as evenly matched. Granted, we've only had 3 classes for a few years now, but this is about as evenly matched as you're going to get for the championship matches in 1A, 2A, and 3A. I mean, any of them could probably go either way on any given day, so a lot of excitement in the arena. If your browser's fast enough, I hope you're able to watch all 3 of the championship matches at once.
Montini and Crystal Lake Central in the championship match on 2A. Manuka and Glenbard North on mat 5 in Class 3A. And of course, the one you're watching here with us now, Sterling Newman and Stillman Valley in 1A.
Still 1-0 in favor of Snow of Sterling Newman, and he's got Shearer in a front headlock. Shearer was really aggressive in his other matches, and even downstate he was pretty aggressive. But against Snow, both 2 wrestlers that know each other pretty well, neither of them have been too aggressive in this match. Shearer's got a good shot, but we haven't seen it so far in this match.
Still 1-0 in favor of Jake Snow, the freshman from Sterling.
Not a great shot there by Shearer going across his body. See if Snow takes advantage. Snow tries in on a reshot, and he gets in pretty deep. Is he going to be able to finish it? They're towards the edge of the mat with 20 seconds left in the second period. Shearer pushing down on Snow's head. Snow brings Shearer's leg up. They're on the edge of the mat. Can Snow keep him on with 10 seconds left? Snow trying to keep Shearer in bounds. It looks like they're going to go out. with 5 seconds to go in the second period.
And they do end up going out of bounds with 1 tick on the clock. Still 1-0 in favor of Snow. It'll be Shearer's choice for the third. He'll choose down. Snow cover. Shearer tries to stand up, but Snow gets his weight on top of him and brings him back down to the mat. In a way, this is a lot like the championship match last weekend at 112 pounds between Snow and Lyons of Reed Custer.
Snow's tough on top. He rode, I think that's what he did last weekend too. He rode out Lyons. In fact, in the semifinal match for Stillman Newman against Leroy, I believe he rode out Matlock in that match to win by a point. So Snow's awfully tough on top. We mentioned, I mean, he's the state champion. He's probably going to be good everywhere, but he seems to be particularly difficult to get away from on top. He's always working some kind of combination. He controls the wrists really well. He always keeps his weight right on the wrestler on bottom. And so you really got to move right away if you're going to get away from him. And he doesn't seem like a guy who's incredibly strong. You look at the wrestlers and probably say, Shearer looks a little bit stronger, but Snow's got that wiry build. It's just full of muscle. You would guess he's just got no fat on him at all.
Right.
And he just continues to keep pressure when he's on top, as he's doing to Shearer right now, as they go to under a minute left in the third period.
Shearer tries to roll. Snow stays right with him. Double underhooks, rides with him. Now Shearer tries to stand up. 45 seconds. Shearer does stand up. Snow stays with him. They go out of bounds. No loss of control. They'll bring it back to the middle with 44.
Snow only a freshman. I mean, just amazing as a freshman. Shearer's a senior, but Snow is just giving him nothing.
Shearer stands up. Snow drops down to a single leg, switches it up to a double, and walks out of bounds.
Pretty smart by Snow there, knowing exactly where he was on the mat. He knew that if he was able to just get him out of bounds, he wasn't going to give up the escape and able to stay in control.
25 seconds now. Snow drops down to an ankle. Shearer stands up. Snow goes with him, and again, they roll out of bounds. 15 seconds on the clock now.
And Snow's great at scrambles, too. We noticed that. It looked like he was going to give up a reversal in his previous match. Didn't give it up. He's great at following, putting in the legs, scrambling. He's just an all-around impressive wrestler for a freshman.
Shearer tries to sit out. Snow again stays with him. Now he tries to stand up, hangs on to the ankle. 5 seconds. Snow drops him back down. He's going to hang on to a 1-0 decision over the senior from Stillman Valley. 15-6 is going to be your team score. In a way, Thad, we talked about it before this matchup started. This was probably one of those matches we thought might have gone Stillman Valley's way.
Yeah, Shearer had wrestled Snow tough. He beat him once this year, was beating him when he got pinned at sectionals, and so you thought, that Shearer for Stillman Valley could steal this one and put one in their win column, but unable to do so. So Stillman Valley misses out on an opportunity to maybe pull one out of the fire there. There'll be more opportunities as the dual meet goes on, but that was a little bit of an opportunity missed by Stillman Valley, and a great job by Snow. He impresses the heck out of me, and it'll be fun watching him for another 3 years.
Nick Harrison, the 3-time state champion for Stillman Valley, is wrestling at 119 pounds. He'll be wrestling Bryce Ivy of Sterling Newman. He quickly gets a takedown.
Obviously, if you're Harrison, you're thinking about a pin here.
Absolutely.
He leads Stillman Valley in pins for the year. He's got 28 of them, so Harrison definitely capable of coming up with it. He's wrestling a good wrestler. Bryce Ivy, 37-16, only a freshman, but pretty impressive. But when you're the 3-time defending state champ, you definitely are thinking about a pin. And he's got a takedown early and has Ivy broken down flat. They're on the edge of the mat. You'd certainly, if you're Harrison, like to be more towards the center to work some kind of pinning combination.
On man number 1 at 112 pounds.
Like you said before, I'm really kind of shocked that Harrison doesn't either lead or is at least second place with takedowns. Because like Shearer, he is a takedown machine, and he has some nice takedowns. It's just like you said, his matches don't last long.
No, I mean, there's another impressive example of a takedown, but right to his
Nice double
back.
shot, takes Ivy to his back, working for a fall here. 50 seconds on the clock. Just got to settle here. Ivy doing a great job, very impressive.
Yeah, able to fight off his back. Obviously for Ivy, you want to avoid the fall. You'll give up a technical fall, you'll give up a major. You just don't want to give up those 6 points to Stillman Valley. Every single point is going to matter in this duel.
Now he gets Ivy back over on his back. Ivy fights off again. 3 more points, however. Brings the score 10-1 with 15 seconds left to go in the first period.
It's like 2 more back points for Harrison. Pretty soon here, Harrison's going to have to come up with a great pinning combination. He's scoring back points here, but he's going to only have another maybe 2 chances at putting Ivy on his back, and he's got to get the pin in one of them. Otherwise, it will end with a technical fall. He's up 12-1 as the first period comes to an end.
It does come to an end with a score of 12-1. It's going to be Harrison's choice, actually Ivy's choice. He'll choose top. Harrison quickly stands up. 13-1 now.
Harrison with a quick takedown. Now he's up 14, so if he turns him, he's got to pin him. Otherwise, the match will be over with a technical fall.
Harrison's the type of a wrestler that knows the situation, I'm sure. So if he's going to try a pinning combination, he's going to make sure it's one that's going to count.
That's why it looks like he's working an arm bar or something tight that he can try to get the fall with. He's got plenty of time here. Only a minute 20 remaining in the second period.
Ivy's warned for stalling.
He doesn't mind that. In fact, it wouldn't be the worst thing in the world for him if he gets
Nope.
called again, because that would end the match.
And in fact, he looked over to the coaching staff, and Coach Brock Rude kind of shook his head and said, yeah, you've been warned for stalling. Kind of like telling him the situation. You know, not definitely telling him to just lay there and try for that stall call. But
yeah, but at the same time, you know, you wouldn't mind if you're the Sterling Newman coach. You know, if he got dinged again, you just don't want him to get pinned here.
15-1 is the score right now. There's 50 seconds on the clock. It's 15-6 team-wise in favor of Sterling Newman. We started at 215 pounds this round of wrestling. Harrison now with a half. He gets Ivy over. That's tight. Well, as I say that, maybe not so tight. Ivy doing a great job getting away from it.
I'll give Ivy credit for fighting and not giving up the pin. Harrison was unbelievably impressive. The time of the technical fall, 3 minutes and 31 seconds. It's now a 15-11 Sterling Newman lead in the duel as we head to 125 pounds.
So we'll head to the 125-pound weight class. We'll have J.J. Whaley going up against Mason Bittner.
Whaley was your state champion last weekend. So he's obviously looking to continue his impressive wrestling this weekend. He comes up with a quick takedown in the first period. Mason Bittner comes in with a record of 7-5. He's a sophomore. Whaley 40-7. He's also a sophomore.
Whaley has the arm bar. Not enough for any back points. Didn't get him over quite enough. Well, we have a quick moment here over on mat number 2. It's 13-12 in favor of Leroy right now. They're at 125 pounds there.
On mat number 3, 119 pounds, Chris
Whaley is going to get at least a couple more back points here. They'll get 2, so it's 4-0. J.J. Whaley of Stillman Valley leads Mason Bittner of Sterling Newman. And a warning for stalling on Bittner. Whaley has 40 wins on the year, we mentioned, 15 of those by pin. And Bittner, who's only wrestled 12 times coming into this, has been pinned twice. So if you're curious about Stillman Valley trying to get a fall here, Whaley's awfully close to getting one right on the edge of the mat. And he'll get 2 more back points. So 6-0 now. J.J. Whaley of Stillman Valley with the lead. And he might get some more back points right on the edge of the mat, and he will. Right as the first period's going to come to an end. He's going to get a 2 count. An 8-0 lead for J.J. Whaley of Stillman Valley.
Be Whaley's choice to start the second. He'll look at the referee and choose top. Feels pretty confident up there. After all, he just pretty much dominated the first period from that position.
Yeah, 3 different moves for 6 different back points.
We're at 112 pounds on mat 4. Kyle Akins, Sycamore. Jake Latansky, Lamont. Akins versus Latansky.
At 215 pounds for the championship matches. So we'll finish up obviously at 189.
Whaley now puts in an arm on Bittner.
Bittner looked like he was warned again for stalling.
Yep.
So it's 9-0 now. Whaley working on the arms, working on a half, trying all kinds of stuff. Bittner just trying to get wrist control. Whaley trying to get Bittner's arms behind his back so he can work some kind of arm bar or something of the sort. So we had under a minute to go in the second period. Whaley lets Bittner go, and he'll work on his feet a little bit. Only for a moment as Whaley gets a quick takedown. So 11-1 is the lead now for J.J. Whaley of Stillman Valley. 125-pound match.
There's a tech fall at 125 pounds on mat number 2 in the third place match. Favorite Justin Myers of Leroy. So that puts Leroy ahead 18-12 now. Back on the championship match, another stalling call against Bittner, so it's going to be 1 point for Whaley. It's 14-2 now with 4 seconds left to go in the second period. They roll out of bounds, they'll bring it back to the center.
And this is an interesting choice. Sterling Newman took top. And what's going to happen here is that it's a 12-point lead right now. It'll be 13 if Whaley gets an escape. That means he's got to take, and there's the escape. He's got to take Bittner straight to his back from here, otherwise it's over. It'll be a technical fall. So if he's got any kind of upper body or a fireman's throw or something along those lines, now would obviously be the time to pull that out. He knows he can get that takedown anytime he wants. He's certainly shown that in this match, but he's looking for something a little more than that. He might get it.
He does. Takes Bittner over to his back. Bittner somehow gets out of that, rolls to his stomach. Wow.
That was impressive by Bittner. It looked like he was going to get pinned. Able to avoid that, but another technical fall for Stillman Valley, which will give them the team score lead 16-15. Stillman Valley leads Sterling Newman as we head to 130 pounds. We'll We'll see if those 2 points that Sterling Newman saved, one at 119 and one at 125, if they come back to help them and be the difference in this match.
So coming up at 130 pounds, we'll probably see Jose Abatua, which we do, from Stillman Valley, wrestling probably
Max Hubbard.
Max Hubbard. First period is underway.
Now wrestling class 1A on mat number 1, 130 pounds, and Sterling Newman Super Catholic, Max Hubbard. His opponent from the Valley, Jose Abatua. Abatua versus Hubbard on mat 1.
Abatua with a huge win in the Leroy semifinal duel. He comes in with a record of 27-10. He's a sophomore. Max Hubbard comes in with a record of 44-5. He's a junior. I apologize, it was the first round, not the semifinal.
Right.
First round against Wilmington that Abatua had the big win. Hubbard in on a good shot. Abatua able to fight it off, but Hubbard with an ankle pick for the takedown.
Hubbard gets the takedown, gives them the escape at the edge of the mat. They go out of bounds. So it's 2-1 in favor of Hubbard over Abatua of Stillman Valley. 16-15 in favor of Stillman Valley right now, team-wise.
Under 10 seconds to go in the first period. Hubbard turns Abatua to his back. 5 seconds left. Can he get the pin before the end of the period?
Oh, he does, right at the buzzer. Wow. A fall in 2 minutes flat.
Just under the buzzer. It was the right call by the referee. I think he got it in just under the buzzer. Max Hubbard with a huge pin for Sterling Newman. And they take back the lead now 21-16.
So we move to 135 pounds. We'll see Travis Hagman of Stillman Valley, probably Jonathan Ortman. That's who it is. Ortman reports for Sterling Newman. Now Hagman for Stillman, 21-16.
Ortman 40-6 on the year. Hageman comes in with a record of 20-17 on the year, although he's won both his matches today and has looked very impressive doing it. Hageman had a big win in the first round against Wilmington. Had a pin, as a matter of fact, that was very big in Stillman Valley's win over Wilmington.
No score as of yet here. A minute has gone by.
I mentioned that Hageman's record was only 20-17, but he sure hasn't wrestled like it today. He's wrestled really confident. He's been pretty impressive. So we'll see if he can continue to wrestle well in a match that Stillman Valley really needs.
We're at 125 on mat number 3.
Still no score as they go out of bounds. 41 seconds on the clock. They'll bring it back to the middle.
Crystal Lake Central versus Michael Sepke, Montini.
They go out of bounds, and Hagman is warned for stalling by referee Randy Bennett.
119 pounds on mat number 4. CJ Drupp from Sycamore versus Andrew Mason, Vermont.
No score as we come to the end of the first period at 135 pounds. 21-16 is the team score. Sterling Newman Catholic leads Stillman Valley.
Hagman's choice, he defers. Ortman will choose down.
Ortman with an escape immediately to start the second period. Looking to score on the edge of the mat. Unable to do so, they go out of bounds. It's like stalling called on Hageman again. So it's a point that's given to Ortman. 2-0 lead now for Ortman. He's got Hageman on a front headlock. They're in the center of the mat. Ortman looking to lock up a cradle here. He's got the takedown. Is he going to get more? Yes, he is.
That's tight. There's the fall.
Sterling Newman's come up with some big-time pins. There haven't been many matches that have gone the distance so far. I believe that's pin number 4 for Sterling Newman so far in the finals. They've come up with the big-time pins when they've needed them, big-time bonus points.
That comes in 2 minutes and 52 seconds for Ortman of Sterling Newman. That'll bring us up to 140 pounds, where we'll see Stephen Adams and Talon Paul. Adams of Sterling Newman, Paul of Stillman Valley.
Dual team score now 27-16 in favor of Sterling Newman. Adams comes in with a record of 32-12. He's a sophomore. And Talon Paul, also a sophomore, comes in with a record of 32-10. Referee stops the match as Paul's headgear comes off. They'll reset it and restart the match.
Go out of bounds again. 1:02 left on the clock in the first period. Adams in on comes out from underneath Paul's body, tried to come around, he has a hold of his ankles. A little scramble situation here. Still no points awarded. Adams gets the 2 points there, and now takes Paul over to his back.
Locked up that cradle really quickly. And before Paul knew it, he was on his back and now trails 5-0 in this match. Sterling Newman has really come ready to wrestle here in the finals. They've come up with some big pins and just shown that they want to bring home that state championship. Oh, Paul almost with a neck wrench there. But time runs out before he's able to get even an escape. Adams comes up slow. Looks like his shoulder or his arm on that neck wrench. Not feeling too great.
Adams defers to Paul. Paul will choose down to start the second period. 5-0 in favor of Stephen Adams. There'll be a caution on Adams. And now their wrestling's underway. Adams still in control.
Paul trying to get his hips up and get points on the board. Adams holding on so far, not allowing Paul to get an escape. Adams with the leg in. Now Paul able to get an escape, so 5-1. Adams of Sterling Newman with the lead. Paul trying to get the takedown, but Adams with a great crossface, able to spin around and get to himself. So a 7-1 lead now for Adams of Sterling Newman. .20 seconds remaining in the second period. Adams still on top as they go out of bounds. 27-16, Sterling Newman leads in the duel. 5 matches to go after this one. So it's far from over, but Adams locks up a cradle. He did that so well, but unable to get any back points. He kind of rolled with it, locked it up very quickly. Paul thought he was going to be able to come up right when he came up. Adams locked the cradle, but unable to score any points. As the second period comes to an end, it's Adams' choice. He's going to go neutral. With a 7-1 lead.
Adams comes around and gets another takedown. 9-1 now, so we're in major decision territory.
Looks like his coach Davis wants him to ride. Try to work some kind of combination with that cradle. He seems to be able to pull it off from all kinds of different places. See if he can pull it off again here. An escape for Paul. 9-2 now, so back to a regular decision. Adams is going to have to get a takedown or score at least another point somehow here if he wants the major decision and an extra bonus point. They go out of bounds with 57 seconds left. 9-2. There's the score. Over in the third place match, 21-12 in favor of Leroy. They're at 135 pounds. We're focusing on the 140-pound championship match.
35 seconds left to go in this match. 9-2 in favor of Stephen Adams. See if he can get another takedown to secure that major decision. They step out of bounds with 23 seconds left on the clock.
He faces Chris Garcia from Montini. Left shoulder is Garcia on mat number 3. On mat number 4 at 125 pounds.
15 seconds left now.
Chris Sycamore versus William Galecki.
Paul in on a single leg. See who's going to come out on top is this. Paul does. He's going to get 2 plus some back points. 1 second. Oh, boy.
2 and 2, so 9-6 is your final. Sterling Newman breathing a little easier after that one. Wow. There's 10 more seconds in the match. Adams might have been in trouble. Able to hang on. And that'll give Sterling Newman a 30-16 lead.
We'll go to 145 pounds where we will have Tad Hawley, last weekend's 4th place finisher at this weight class, going up against
Brent Gross, I believe.
Yep.
Gross, the hero, one of the heroes, maybe the biggest one in the last round. He came up with a spladle early on in his match against the Leroy wrestler and able to get a pin. He gives up a quick takedown here. Hawley with a 2-0 lead. Gross comes in with a record of 15-5. He's a junior. And he is wrestling Hawley, who comes in with a record of 44-7. He's a senior. Gross, one of those long, lanky wrestlers. Something like a spladle is definitely a good move for him. And he's able to throw it from everywhere, it looks like, as he's called for stalling early in this match. The referees have definitely been more aggressive about calling stalling. They've wanted these wrestlers to continue to move. And we've seen wrestlers hit really early in these matches.
I'm kind of surprised with that, but I guess if it's warranted, we'll go with it.
It's one of those things that seems like when in these bigger matches, it seems to be called earlier than it is at other times, as Gross gets hit again for stalling on the edge of the mat. So 3-0 lead now for Hawley of Stillman Valley. Sterling Newman leads 30-16 in the duel. 145 pounds.
Gross is going to have to do something on the bottom here. He might be getting hit again with another point. Just kind of laying there, balling up, but Hawley jumps sides, trying to find something here.
Gross looked like he was trying for a Granby or something of the sort there. Hawley just continues to keep the pressure on him. Looks like we're going to have blood time for Gross. So a 3-0 lead after 1.
Didn't know which trainer to go to.
Meanwhile, over on mat number 2, it's 21-15. Leroy still leads that duel. And they lead in the 140-pound match, 2-1. Call a stalemate. They're in the first period of that match. Like we said before, both these teams going for either their first state championship in terms of Stillman Valley, at least dual team, first dual team state championship. And Sterling Newman looking to bring home their first dual team state championship in 26 years. 1985, the last time they brought one home. No harm.
Gross hanging on to that arm, like you said earlier. Maybe looking for that Granby. I don't think he's going to get it now, though.
Gross is going to have to be careful down there. He's going to have to continue to move. If he doesn't, the ref will hit him again. And there's still all kinds of time left in this match. 3-0 lead for Hawley. They're at 145 pounds. And it looks like we've got more blood.
Something that actually Gross is known for. He bleeds a lot from his nose.
It seems like there's certain wrestlers, obviously not something they do on purpose, but certain wrestlers that just bleed worse than others. I remember people on our team when we wrestled that you just knew that at a certain point in the match, or if you wrestled in a tournament, at a certain point in the day, they were going to have some kind of blood. Trent Shellhouse was a guy who seemed to always be that for us.
130-pound wrestler from Harvard.
Yeah, he always seemed to be bleeding. Even in practice, it happened quite a bit too. So you kind of feel bad for him. Hopefully he's able to stop the blood and get back out there and restart this match. Hawley's standing with his hands on his hip, looking over, saying, let's get this thing moving. Looks like they were able to stop it again.
For now.
Hopefully for good, but you're probably right. And Hawley once again breaks Gross down, looking for a tilt, and he's got it. Hawley's got 2 more back points, so 5-0 lead now.
Hawley pushes Gross's head down into the mat. Grabs an arm, but Gross gets it free. 40 seconds left to go, and we're going to get more blood.
And Hawley's saying they should run the clock for blood time. They were able to stop it pretty quickly there, so I'm not sure if they even started it. 40 seconds now remaining in the second period. Gross broken down flat. Hawley with Gross's hand behind his back, looks to turn him over. He's got him awfully tight here. Hawley looking for the pin. He's awfully close to getting, this would be huge for Stillman Valley, and he doesn't quite get it. Gross fights off his back, avoids getting pinned, gives up 3 more, now 8-0. Tad Hawley of Stillman Valley with the lead. We near the end of the second period. Looked like he was gonna get the fall there. Gross was able to fight off his back, and he'll go into the third period. 8-0 is the score. Hawley in favor of Gross. It'll be Gross's choice to start the third period. He's going to go on top.
Nope. Gross gets a little too high.
He's got those long legs. You know he wants to put the legs in. Hawley trying to avoid those legs going in.
Gross has the legs in on Hawley. Maybe getting a little too high, though. Hawley comes her out, gets the reversal. 10-0 now with 1:15 on the clock.
More blood.
More blood.
1:13 to go, 10-0 the score.
Next match in Class 1A on mat number 2,
Over on the third place match, they're at 145 pounds. It's 24-15 in favor of Leroy over Prairie Central right now.
Maybe a little bit more blood on Hawley. We were cruising right along, but this match has sure slowed things down to quite a halt.
Wrestling will come back and resume with 1:10 on the clock. 10-0 in favor of Hawley from Stillman Valley. It's got the major decision at this point.
Got a 1 count, but nothing more than that, so no back points yet as we go under a minute in the third period. Now he's got back points. He's going to look for the fall, unable to get it, but he's up 13-0 now. Now he's got to look for the tech fall. At the very least here, referee making sure that arm is legal behind the back. As Hawley now with 20 seconds left. He's going to have to work something quick to get a tech fall here and get that extra point for Stillman Valley.
Takes a peek at the clock.
As they go out of bounds with 11.
I would almost say, well, yeah, that's what I would do.
It's tough here. You gotta, and he's gonna try for a cradle. Gross goes flat. Even if he gets hit for stalling, it's only 1 point here, so it wouldn't necessarily matter. Now Hawley dominates, but doesn't get a technical fall. So 13-0 is your final. Tad Hawley of Stillman Valley with the victory, a 4-point team score. That'll make it 30-20 now, still in favor of Sterling Newman. So we head to 152 pounds.
Looks like it'll be Zach Patterson. No. No, why would I say that?
I think it's Aaron Johnson.
Aaron Johnson.
I was going to say,
I was
Zach
hoping.
Patterson isn't wrestling 152 today.
I'm hoping for a Patterson-Bars matchup. So Bars for Sterling Newman and Aaron Johnson.
You mean Tyler Hammer, but that's okay. That's Tyler Hammer of Sterling Newman. Isn't it, or is it Bars?
It's Bars.
Oh, it is Bars, you're right. I was looking at Bars weighed in at 52. He wrestled 160 all year, or much of the year. You're right. Looks like we're gonna have Flea in the mat here. That was pretty obvious. Sometimes that's a questionable call, but not very questionable there. Bars able to, they're trying to keep Johnson on the mat, unable to do so. That time he keeps him on and Bars gets the takedown. Bars wants to let him go right away. You can see where he wants to work. Bars not necessarily a takedown specialist during the year. He's got 42 of them. But against Johnson, he looks like that's what he wants to do. Aaron Johnson, 13-17 on the year for Stillman Valley. Brian Bars, 19-4 for Sterling Newman. He won the state championship a year ago.
This is John Sullivan on Team Yacht versus Sullivan on mat number 3.
Bars by the edge of the mat. Lets Johnson go, gives him a point, so it's going to be 5-2. They do go out of bounds, 57 seconds on the clock.
Another takedown for Bars. Now a 7-2 lead with 20 seconds left in the first period. As we head towards the end of the first, Bars in control of this match.
Zimmer versus Schmidt on mat 4.
They go out of bounds. They'll come back with 7 seconds on the clock. 7-2 in favor of Brian Barr. That's how the first period will end.
There'll be 3 matches after this. Sterling Newman leads by 10 in the team score, 30-20. Sterling Newman looking like they're in pretty good shape at this point. Anything can happen.
Johnson gives them the optional escape there, so it's 8-2. Barr shoots in, gets a takedown. No, nothing yet. Still had the whizzer. My apologies. They'll go out of bounds, bring it back into the center, so it's still 8-2.
Nice shot there by Bars, but he's unable to finish it. As Johnson finds a way to avoid being taken down. Now warning stalling on Johnson, as Bars has hit all the shots in this match. And he hits another good one there. And he kicks Johnson's leg down for the takedown on the edge. 10-2, Ryan Bars of Sterling Newman in the lead.
Minute 10 left to go in the second period. Like you said, 10-2 in favor of Brian Bars, the sophomore from Sterling Newman. Last year's state champion. Did not qualify this year.
Found himself in an incredibly tough 160-pound Oregon sectional.
Was injured the last part of the season. Came back and decided to let a senior have the spot that he filled in for at 152. So Brian jumped up to the 160-pound weight class.
It's pretty classy of him to do that, obviously.
Like you said, that weight class at Oregon was loaded.
Yeah, there was a few of them. That was definitely one of the big ones. Bars gives up an escape with 28 seconds left in the second. He leads 10-3. The wrestlers go out of bounds with 17 seconds left in the second period.
Bars in on a single, switches up to a double, grabs the hip, takes Johnson down and gets 2 more points. 12-3 now, right as the second period will come to a close.
Now wrestling in Class 1A on mat number 2, 152 pounds. For Prairie Central, Keegan Pritchett is opponent from Leroy.
13-3 now as Johnson gives Bars an escape to start the third period. Bars has a major decision at this point, looking to work on something a little more than that. It would only take a 5-point move for a technical fall. We started at 2:15. 3 matches after this will decide the state champion in 1A this year.
Stalling on Johnson, so another point for Bars. 14-3 now.
Bars in on a shot. Looking to finish on the mat. Trying to bring Johnson on. Johnson pushing against Bars. On the edge of the mat, Bars with another takedown. 16-3 now, with 50 seconds to go as they go out of bounds.
So he's going to give him the escape, so it'll be 16-4.
Johnson obviously trying to avoid either a tech fall or a pin here.
Oh.
Let's go on mat 3.
30 seconds to go. Bars in on a great low shot there, able to finish it. 18-4 now. Sterling Newman coach say let him go. They give him the escape now. A takedown will make it a tech fall. 20 seconds to go as they go out of bounds. 18-5.
Bars shoots in. Johnson doing a good job sprawling away.
Referee's going to talk to the scorers table. Make sure they've got the score right over there. So they've got it right, 18-5. Bars in on a quick shot. Doesn't look like he's going to be able to finish it.
Go out of bounds, stalling against Johnson. Bars shoots in right away. One second now. That's going to do it. So a major decision.
And that'll increase Sterling Newman's lead to 34-20. So Stillman Valley's pretty much going to need to win out here. Any win by a Sterling Newman wrestler will end it and bring home their first state championship in 26 years.
Coming up to 160 pounds, we'll have Zach Patterson for Stillman Valley. And I'm going to guess probably Tyler Hammer for Sterling Newman.
Now wrestling in Class 1A on mat number 1, Sterling Newman Central Catholic, Tyler Hammer. His opponent is Stillman Valley.
It is Hammer against Patterson.
Versus Hammer on mat 1. On mat number 2 in Class 1A, wrestling from Prairie Central, Andy Hosselton.
Like we said, a win by Hammer
Johnson versus
will give Sterling Newman the state championship. Patterson trying to delay that at least one more match. 2 matches to go after this one.
Patterson comes around and gets a takedown against Hammer. They go out of bounds, so 2-0 in favor of Patterson with 1:10 on the clock. Patterson trying for his patent move, the cradle. Trying to get it locked up. He's got it locked up. See if he can get Hammer to go backwards with him. And he does. Back points. See if he can readjust himself to get a fall.
He seems to be able to get that from about anywhere. He's pretty impressive with that cradle. There's not a whole lot of guys that are better than he is at that. Looks like Patterson was called for a potentially dangerous move, trying to twist the neck of Hammer. So 5-1 now is the score. And Patterson's getting more back points. Looking for the fall. He's got less than 10 seconds to go in the first period. Less than 5. And time runs out. An 8-1 lead for Zach Patterson after 1.
Hammer will start down to start the second. It's down by 7 right now. Goes flat. Patterson reaches back and tries to bring the leg, and wow, he does.
He just finds a way to be able to get that cradle. He knows how to get it from all kinds of spots. He's pretty impressive.
Stalemate will be called. So we'll come back to the center and restart.
Patterson still riding tough on top.
Still 8-1 with 15 seconds now left to go in the second period. Patterson doing a great job riding on top. They go out of bounds with 4 ticks left in the second.
9-1 now. He's in major decision territory. Zach Patterson of Stillman Valley. 34-20. Sterling Newman with the lead. With 2 matches to go after this one. 171, 189.
We're at 160 on mat 3. In Class 2A, Frank Alatua of Crystal Lake Central versus Stephen Robertson on team. Alatua versus Robertson on mat 3. Class 3A, mat 6. Wrestling now, 152 pounds. Harlan, Nick Massetti.
Patterson has Hammer in a body lock here. Got him over on his back and gets the fall.
So Patterson keeps things alive for Stillman Valley. A big pin there. 34-26 now. With 2 matches to go. Stillman Valley now trails only by 8.
So we'll move to 171 pounds, where we'll probably see I'm not sure who Stillman Valley will send out. Looks like it's going to be possibly Jose Ramos. We'll wait to find out. And then for
That's R.J. Troy for Sterling Newman. A win here by Troy will clinch the state championship for Sterling Newman.
Now wrestling the Class 1A on Newman for Sterling Newman Central Catholic, R.J. Troy. His opponent from Stillman Valley, Jose Ramos.
it is Jose Ramos.
Troy on mat 1.
Troy with a quick takedown now, looking for back points. Nothing yet. These are on the edge of the mat.
They'll go out of bounds with 1:11 left to go in the first period. 2-0 in favor of Troy. He's going to give him the optional escape. So it's 2-1.
Again with the takedown for Troy. Tries to put the half in. A 4-1 lead. Tries to break down Ramos. Unable to turn him yet. There he gets it. Troy's got that in awfully tight. And he gets the fall. Sterling Newman is going to be the state champions this year. And they know it. 40-26 lead for Sterling Newman going into the last match. R.J. Troy finishes it in dramatic fashion. Sterling Newman puts on an impressive performance. I think I counted 5 pins in this duel. What a way to win the state championship. R.J. Troy of Sterling Newman with a fall makes it a 40-26 lead as we head into the final match in this championship duel. Congratulations to Sterling Newman. Stillman Valley wrestled tough to get to this final, but Sterling Newman had a little bit too much for him.
So we're at 189 pounds. Zach Leuenberger for Stillman Valley. And Jason Damaris for Sterling Newman.
An update over on mat number 2. 30-22 Leroy as they wrestle the 171-pound match. They just started it. Takedown for Leuenberger on the edge of the mat for Stillman Valley on the championship match. He leads it 2-0. As over on mat number 2, Leroy has clinched 3rd place. He just got a fall at 171 pounds, so Leroy will defeat Prairie Central for 3rd. They lead now 36-22. As Leuenberger has a cradle, and he gets the pin. 55 seconds into the match, a pin, and that'll make the final Sterling Newman 40, Stillman Valley 32. We talked about how these teams have had different guys in and out of the lineup, who they bump around. Earlier in the year, I believe the score was 41-33 Sterling Newman. Today, 40-32, so not a whole lot different score-wise. Congratulations to Sterling Newman, bringing home the 2011 dual team state championship.
You knew it was going to come down to some bonus points, and like we mentioned earlier, Sterling Newman had 5 pins, and that's what helped them win this championship. So first time since 1985, Sterling Newman is your dual team state champions. Congratulations to all of their wrestlers from top to bottom. The coaching staff, Coach Steve Davis. You got to give credit to Stillman Valley. They fought back and defeated number 1 ranked team Wilmington in the first round. Nobody thought they'd get past them, and they ended up in the championship match. They placed 2nd in the state. So congratulations to them, your 2011 IHSA dual team state champions, Sterling Newman Central Catholic. For IHSA.TV, Thad Book, I'm Mike Vest. Another great season, Thad. We'll do it again next year.
We will. It was a great season. And we look forward to some great wrestling next year with so many underclassmen back.
Exactly right. So that's going to do it for us from here, the U.S. Cellular Coliseum in Bloomington, Illinois.